Alrighty, so got a couple of Wurkkos lights here to have a look at today. On the left is the Wurkkos TD04 and on the right is the Wurkkos TS23. So we'll just take a look at the emitters that they're using first. Both using nice orange pilled reflectors, although the TS23 has an enormous reflector, much bigger than the TD04. Now the emitter used in the TS23 is an XHP 70.3 high, and this is running at between 6,000 and 6,500 Kelvin. And the TD04 is using an XHP 50D high. So slight adjustment between these emitters, not a crazy adjustment, but slight. Now, both of them are given a 5,000 milliamp hour 21700 lithium 3.6 volt battery. 21700 flat top, I should say. I just wanted to take a look at these two because they're both 21700s, but very different lights. Very different lights. So the TD04 is, excuse me, is a tail switch initiated and a side switch operated light. Tail switch initiate to turn off, whereas the TS23 is tail switch all the way. Okay, so in terms of major differences, that would be one of them, the operation style. Now, if we just have a look at the pocket clips on both of them, you have a reversible pocket clip on the TS23, which I find strange because the reversible pocket clip, when I see a reversible pocket clip, the first thing I think of is, oh, great, I can now notch this onto my hat. And you look at this and you look at the size of it, and we'll do the weights actually, and you think, mate, that's not going on my hat. That would be so uncomfortable. And you'd be right to think that. So I reckon the pocket clips kind of should be switched here. I reckon the two-way pocket clip belongs on the TD04 and this standard pocket clip belongs on this one. That's just my opinion. So we'll have a look at the weights now. And again, this isn't like a head-to-head comparison video or anything like that. It's more just showing you guys two fairly new Wurkkos models that have just come out. Not just, but you know, in the recent times. Okay, so TD04 with the battery comes in at 157.68 grams. And TS23 comes in at 236.43 grams. So you can see how I can see, or I think, what on earth was the point of putting a two-way pocket clip on this? I mean, you're not going to pocket it like that, surely, you know? So it's just for bloody looks or whatever. I do like the fact that the TS23's got glass breaking little beads on the bezel. That's cool. And I like the stainless bezel as opposed to just the black anno aluminium bezel. So that's a really cool bezel for this one. Now let's have a look at the beam profiles. So the TS23 is going to offer more of a mixed beam profile. You're just getting that obviously because of the emitter, but also because of the large orange pilled reflector. So as you'll see in the night shots, this has a really great mixed beam profile. Now, the TD04 will still have a good mixed beam profile, but there will be more of a pronunciation on the hotspot, and that's just because it's got a more narrow reflector. So it is kind of focusing more of that light into the hotspot. It's still a good mixed beam, don't get me wrong, but you are going to get more of a hotspot in the TD04 than you do in the TS23. Now, let's just go up there. So check my hand and then check the mat. So my hand's got a lot of light in the palm of it, and then the mat here has just got the spill. Okay, now there is a lot of bleeding. There's bleeding around here, so you know you are going to get a fairly decent mixed beam, but I reckon you'll get a bit more throw with this guy. Whereas, see here, okay, so much larger hotspot, so more of my hand is lit up from the hotspot, but as I move it away, that hotspot is going to blend very quickly into a mixed beam and less of a pronunciation in a hotspot. Now, both these lights have onboard charging here, so, and I believe they both use USB-C. Yep, so we've got USB-C there and USB-C here. In terms of the charging ports, I think the TD04 has a slightly deeper one, which I do appreciate more. I don't like onboard charging, but if I have to use a light with onboard charging, I want really deep and well secured. So, it's okay. And I personally, I think that that's a better spot for onboard charging than that. I don't know why, but I just like that better up on the tail there. See that? Another difference is reverse clicky versus forward clicky. So with a forward clicky, you can momentary and then turn off. With a reverse clicky, you can't. So when I click it in, you got to wait till, actually this isn't a reverse clicky, it's mechanical, because it doesn't wait till I reverse it. As soon as you click it in, it just turns on, but there's no momentary, so it's not a forward clicky. My mistake, not a reverse clicky. Now, in terms of comfort, I gotta say that the body of the TS23 is a lot more comfortable than the TD04, but the TD04 having more of a slimline stature is more comfortable to hold. But I tell you what, the TS23 is not far behind. I mean, this thick head actually does lock it into the hand really well. Of course, not of course, but I certainly do much prefer a forward clicky than a mechanical. So yeah, I'll definitely give comfort to the TS23 in terms of holding it like this. And I guess, look, the TD04 is designed to be held like that because you've got the operation with this switch here. Now, speaking of operation, so the TS23, press and hold from off, and you're gonna get your moonlight mode, which is 10 lumens. Get that for about 300 hours. And then all you do is just press and hold. So press and hold again. That's your eco mode, 50 lumens for 45 hours. Press and hold. Low mode, 300 lumens for 11.5 hours. And again, medium, 800 lumens for 6.5 hours. On high is 1800 lumens for 3.75 hours. And then if I cycle again, it's gonna go down. So it's gonna go eco, low, medium, high. So you don't have moonlight mode or turbo in this cycle. But if you want turbo, double click. And that is 5,000 lumens, very, very bright. Look at that, very bright. And you're gonna get that for 2.5 hours. I dare say it won't stay on 5,000 lumens for 2.5 hours, not even close. That started to get quite warm on the head, actually. One cool thing about this light is turn it on, double click to turbo. All right, I'm done with turbo, single click, it goes back to where you were. So you can be, walking around, looking at things or whatever, and then, you've got it on medium mode or low mode, so you're conserving battery, it's enough light, but then you really need a blast of light for something. It could be self-defense, could be you need to see something far away or just light something up majorly. 1, 2, bang, there's the turbo. Okay, I've checked it out, it's all good, no surprise, whatever. Single click gets it back to where you were, and then if you want to turn it off, again, another single click. I like that user interface. I think that is clever and very, very useful. Now you do have a battery level indicator here, so let's just see if that works. Yep, so steady green means good to go. Anything else except for steady green means the battery is depleting and you should probably look to charge it next time you're around some electricity. We've got an impact resistance here of 1 meter and IP68 waterproof, so that's a good water rating. Now let's just see if it's got strobe. So I'll turn it on, 1, 2, 3. Wow, it surely does have strobe, and then single click. So again, that's a good little self-defense move. You're walking around and you've got strobe up your sleeve instantly if you need it. So if you need strobe, a quick triple dash, 1, 2, 3, bang, very bright, very distracting strobe. That, I had to turn that off. That was no joke. Whoa, that is one of the most impressive strobes I've ever seen. Very bright, very fast, it changes. Oh my God, crazy. And then single click, sorry, I got distracted. Single click brings you back from strobe back to where you were, so you can look around like, hey, what's that? Triple click, strobe, single click, back here, we're good to go. All right, with the TD04, so this has memory mode. Oh, wait, sorry, does this have memory mode? So this is memorizing, let's see, turbo, no, you can't turn it off from turbo. So no memory for turbo, and let's see if it memorizes moonlight. No, so no memory for moonlight or turbo, but memory for high, medium, low, and eco. Okay, so the TD04 does have memory. Let's just see now. Okay, so here we've got eco, low, medium, high, eco. Okay, so how do we get to moonlight mode? Press, then turn it on. That's moonlight. So moonlight here is 1 lumen. it says you're going to get that for 2,160 hours. I don't know if that's a bit of an exaggeration, but could be. Now, single click. That's eco mode, 20 lumens for 120 hours. Single click, 150 lumens for 18 hours. Single click, brings it up to 400 lumens for 7 hours. Single click again, brings it up to 1200 lumens for 5 hours. Now, single click, cycles back down. So again, similar to the TS23, your cycling options are eco, low, medium, high. Now, if you want turbo for 3000 lumens, double click. And that's 3000 lumens for 4 hours, or 4.3 hours, 4.5 hours, we'll say. And if you want strobe, you triple click, 1, 2, 3. And then from strobe to get to, so strobe is 3000 lumens. And then from strobe to get to SOS, double click. And SOS is 400 lumens. And then from SOS, if you want beacon, double click again. And then beacon is 3000 lumens again. Now, single click from the special modes brings you back to where you were before you entered the special modes. So special modes being strobe, SOS, and beacon. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a heat test on this. Actually, I might do a heat test on both of them because this got very hot during turbo. So 1, 2, we're on turbo. And let's just see how hot it's getting around the head. So we've kicked off things in the mid 30s. This is degrees Celsius. All right, we've breached 40 and it's gone back down. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. 45, hit 46 for a second. Yeah, wow. So 47, will it go? Yeah, 48. I mean, that's gotten hot quick, guys, and very uncomfortable. You know, it's just, that's not usable. I'm sorry, that's not usable. You know, to have this on turbo, you got to put it on turbo and hold it right back here, basically. That just gets so hot so fast. I'm not impressed with that whatsoever. I might just take the head off. I don't want that much heat around the battery, to be honest. That's so hot. Okay, so, man, God. Okay, so let's check this one. So 1, 2, get it on turbo. We'll give this one a sec to warm up because it's a much larger head with some very pronounced heat sinks, whereas bloody bugger all heat sinks on the TD04's head. So actually, will we even bother heat testing this? It's not really getting overly hot. Maybe the heat sinks here are actually, look at these guys. These heat sinks are doing their job well. I don't really think it needs to be tested. We're not going to get anything special. I don't reckon it's even gone over my body temperature yet. Let's just see for a second there. Nah. Look, the body, not hot at all. The head is warm now. You know, 5,000 lumens, you'd expect it to be warm, but nothing special. So, all right, great. That's really awesome from the TS23. Well done, TS23, TD04. I do not recommend using this on turbo for very long at all. It is very uncomfortable. That head is still hot. So, yeah, that's just that. Now, what have I forgotten? So the TD04 is also a 1.5 meter drop. No, 1.5 meter drop resistant. This is only a 1 meter drop resistant. So 1.5 meter drop for the TD04 and also IP68 rated for water and sand and things like that. All right, so I'm going to shoot off to the night shots. If you are interested in either of these, just look below in the description and I'll have a link to both of them in places you can go get them. All right, enjoy the night shots, guys. See ya. All right, the TD04. So that's low. There's the beam profile there. Quite a nice mixed beam. Single click steps it up. So very large hotspot. Almost a, you know, very symmetrical, evenly distributed light from the hotspot to the spill. If we just aim it forward and just slowly step up. Now, goes back down. Low, medium, high. Okay, sorry, we'll go very low, like moonlight mode-ish. Low, medium, high. And then Double click turbo, which is very bright. Gorgeous mixed beam. You know, as far as performance goes, this thing's bloody good. 1, 2, 3. Single click, double tap, turbo. So the single click brings it back from turbo. See that? So double tap, turbo, single click back. Okay, so single click cycle. So let's say I'm in low and I'm walking around, don't need much light, but now I want turbo. Double tap, bang, turbo. Okay, don't need turbo anymore, single click, boom. Really cool. Clever UI. All right, TS23 Wurkkos. There's the beam pattern there on the excuse me, on the lowest output, and then press and hold, cycle, press and hold, cycle. Double click, gets you to turbo. Really nice evenly spread beam, isn't it? Really nice evenly spread beam. Triple click, strobe, single click from strobe, brings it back before turbo. So press and hold, I'm in the lowest, double tap, turbo, single click, back to low. Double tap, turbo, looking around, single click, back to low. Triple click, strobe, single click, back to before I was in turbo or strobe. Press and hold, cycle, single click, off. See ya.